Okay. I'm going to go over this one more time. On number 10, we're going to need some things. We're going to need the laws of cosines. So this is the law of cosines. Okay?
Actually, you can't see because that camera's on the
Okay? You're going to need the law of sines. And you're going to need the area of a triangle. Okay? Those are the things we need. So let's get to it.
Ba-ding, ba-boom.
The first thing I want to talk about is it wants the area of this triangle, right? So we need to talk about the base and the height. The base and the height. So this is your base, right? This is your base. But the base, I spelled base as okay. So the base is also A. It's little a, right? Because it's across from big A. Okay?
Yep.
This is your height because it's perpendicular to the base, right? And the cool part to this is SOHCAHTOA, right? If I know this angle, I can find the height, right? SOHCAHTOA. Opposite over hypotenuse, sine. Or opposite over adjacent, tangent. Or hypotenuse over, or actually adjacent over hypotenuse, cosine, right? So we'll decide what we want to use when we get there. In number 9, remember we were able to cut it in half to find the base, and that was easier. This one's not so easy. I don't know what this side's going to be. So we're going to have to use this side. Does that make sense? Now I could find this side eventually, but I'd have to find this side first anyways, right? And I'm eventually going to have to find this side because we're talking about the base. That's a song, right? Base. So, never mind. Alright, so the base and the height. Okay? Alright, so we have to find the base and the height. How? So we need some things. To find the height, I need to use either C or B. Doesn't matter which. Okay?
Let's use B.
B? Okay. So I can find B if I look at it from this point of view. But remember, if A is equal to this, how are we going to replace it with B? How does that work?
What?
This is A. I want B. B equals, right? So how does that work?
Oh, you switched the,
Yeah, we have to switch this out, right?
yeah.
Instead of B being here, we want B to be there. Which means, or A to be here, we want B to be here. Which means we want A and C here, right?
Yeah.
Which means we want minus 2 AC, right?
Cosine B.
Which makes it cosine B. And now when we reorganize it, right? Then we're going to have B squared. So B is going to equal the cosine inverse of B squared minus A squared minus C squared, right? All over negative 2 AC. Notice how these are always below each other? Okay? And that's your formula now. Okay? So the angle B is equal to this. So now we can find angle B. Fun stuff. Let's plug it in. Do we know what C is? Oh shoot, we don't know what C is. So we're going to have to find C first, aren't we? Yeah. Oh. Then I can't have a C there, I need a C here, right? But to have a C there, I'd have to have cosine C, wouldn't I? Oh, can we use law of sines? No. Because I don't have A. We have to use law of cosine. A, B. Wait a minute. A, B, C. Yeah. Oh, I got confused for a second. I need to find A. Right? A is the base. Okay. So A is equal to the square root of B squared, which is 16 squared, right? Plus C squared, which is 12 squared, right? Minus 2 BC, so that would be 2 times 16 times 12 times the cosine of A, which is 137, correct? All right, fun stuff. Let's do it. All right, so when I do this big problem, I like to do it on my phone because it's easier because I can just plug it all in. When I do it on this calculator, I do things in steps, right, Dorina? So how would I do it on this calculator compared to my phone?
Dan, does he
I don't know.
Oh, you know what you would know if you were listening and not talking.
Does this say cosine 137 on the end?
Yes, it says cosine 137 on the end.
All right.
Okay? So, the way I want to do this is, if I'm doing it on this, I'm going to do all of this first, okay? And then I'm going to make it negative and add it to these two. Just easier that way. Then I'll square root it. Okay? Alright, so in other words, I'm going to say cosine of, wait. Cosine of 137 equals, and then times 2 times 16 times 12. And then hit equals. Okay? Now that gives me negative 280.8. And I write it down just so I know I have a reference, right? Now I'm going to make that negative. So I'm going to go negative, answer equals. Okay, so now it's positive. Right?
I can't read it.
Because two negatives make a positive. So now I'm going to add 280.8 plus 16 squared plus 12 squared. So since I can add those, right, in any kind of order, right, I'm just going to say plus 12 squared plus 16 squared and hit equals. So now I have 680.8 square rooted, right? So then I'm going to square root the answer, hit equals, and I get A is equal to 26.